Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Ah mais c'est le président. Un pauvre qui vote ou celui qui l'a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Ah mais c'est le président. À l'Assemblée, il y a un vieux. Vraiment. Au Sénat, il y a un vieux. Wonderful. À la présidence, il y a un vieux. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux. Des vieux, des vieux. Des gens prennent le chemin de la Libye pour devenir des esclaves. Des gens prennent la route du désert pour entrer en Europe.
Hi. Good day to the beautiful people of the Cameroon. Good day to the beautiful people of British Cameroon and the beautiful people of La République du Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a party political broadcast by myself, Maître Mola Alex Ndive, the singer, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. Ladies and gentlemen, British Cameroon National Party is a nationalist party, a party that believes two countries came together, La République du Cameroun and British Cameroon, and British Cameroon have been annexed by La République du Cameroun, a province in France, with France. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, our party political broadcast is about why it is practically impossible for British Cameroon to remain part of La République du Cameroun. It is not because of the making of British Cameroonians. It is because La République du Cameroun wants to remain a province, a region in France. And we of British Cameroon's political actors and activists, we say no. We don't want to be under France and we must leave. There is a lot of things that the people of the Cameroons, they don't understand. Sometimes I don't know if we have philosophers, because sometimes a country with philosophers make people to think. I've been asking who are the philosophers in the Cameroons. I don't really know. When I was in Guakele, there was a lecturer. We used to love him, monotologue with a hair like African map. I don't know if he's still alive, but he was a good man, because I've been asking who are the philosophers in the Cameroon. I just checked a little bit and I Googled. I don't know most of them. I saw 6 of them. One, they say, is Achille Mbembe. Another one is Marcia Towa. Another one is Fabien Bolanga. Another one is Jean-Geoffrey Bidima. Another one is Senjo Pokam. And the only one that I used to know, maybe I met him in the Cameroons a couple of times, was Hubert Mono Jana. But if you ask an average person from the Cameroons, we often hear philosophers who Voltaire, Montesquieu, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Thomas Hobbes, Alexis de Tocqueville, all these Western people. Because these people are very important in developing a society. So practically, I don't even know whether we have philosophers in the Cameroon. These are great thinkers. And I consider myself as one. I'm a philosopher. Before I dive into our topic today, I would like to make these two distinctions because it's very helpful about an educated person, education and intellectual. It's rather unfortunate that ever since I was born in the Cameroons, I don't know more than, I'm not sure if I know up to 100 intellectuals in the Cameroons. So I'll try to distinguish this first, then you understand where I'm coming from. We have people who are educated. What is education? Education is a process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially in school or university. Listen, education, a process of receiving or giving systematic instruction. So, what's this? It's as if you're programmed. Example, most people in the Cameroons, they are educated. They have given them a systematic instruction. It's as if they have been programmed like a computer. That's why you see people who say they are professors, they are lecturers in the Cameroons. You see somebody who say the reunification of the Cameroons. They don't think, how can you reunite a Portuguese slave plantation that was inherited by the Dutch? The German came and took over the Portuguese slave plantation. France and Britain, they divided the plantation. It was not a country. So these are people who are educated, but they are not intellectual. I'll give you the definition of an intellectual. An intellectual is a person with the ability to think, to understand ideas and information. That's an intellectual. Ability to think, to understand idea and information. So in the Cameroons, you have a lot of people who are educated, but they are not intellectual. You can be a lawyer, you're educated. You can be a professor, you are educated. You can be whatever you're educated because you have received systematic instruction, but you don't think. An intellectual think. When I was told by some people in the Cameroons, the reunification of Cameroon, I asked myself, La République and British Cameroon, they say they are a country. Then I would think, what is the definition of a country? A political authority, a population, and a territory. So is it possible that Rio dos Cameroons was a country? No. Rio dos Cameroons was a Portuguese sugar plantation. When the Britain, the German, and the Dutch they were there, it was still that Portuguese sugar plantation. They hand over, they share it. So you cannot say reunification of a country in the Cameroons. That's what intellectual they do. I'm an intellectual. Intellect have got to do with your brain, the ability to think. That's why when you write your book or you play your music, they say it's your intellectual property. Intellect has got nothing for you to go to school and learn and whatsoever. Nothing. Intellect is somebody who is creative, somebody who's got the ability to think, somebody who can understand different ideas and information. There are people who can be intellectual. You know of musicians, they will play their music. They have never been to the four walls of schools. But when they play their music, it is their intellectual property. So ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to analyze education and intellectual because in the Cameroons, I've realized, and with people on different social media, they don't think. They just go to school, they receive systematic instruction, then they don't think about it because sometimes you could debate about idea and change it. Like some people, they say the world is round. Some people will come and argue it's spherical. Then they come to a conclusion. Maybe before people thought the world was round, now they have realized it's spherical. That's how life is. That's why people debate. That's why a university is somewhere that people meet and debate. You can challenge even your lecturer. That's university. It doesn't mean your lecturer knows it all. So a good university, you see students that interact with their lecturer. So ladies and gentlemen, this is very important because I'm diving into this topic, why British Cameroon can never, ever be in a union with La République du Cameroon. First of all, nobody have ever told you in the Cameroons that we are not independent, we are not a sovereign nation. If you read a lot of information from scholars, you can go after this topic, you can read it. You will realize that the Cameroons have got joint sovereignty. Cameroon have got joint sovereignty with Central African Republic, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon. So President Paul Biya of La République du Cameroon cannot make a decision on his own. That's why you see Cameroon is not being governed. President Paul Biya is a whitewash president, window dressing president. The ministers are window dressing president. All those so-called governors and what. That's why it's difficult. Even their so-called decentralization, they cannot do it because they have joint sovereignty with the countries of CEMAC, French-speaking African country. Where do British Southern Cameroon fit in here? At the end of this program, I will tell you, British Cameroonians are suffering from double integration. La République du Cameroon wants to integrate them. Then CEMAC is also integrating them. Double integration. So we can't deal with these people. All these people, they can come, how do they call them? Belo Buba, Chiruma. They can say, vote me. Akeremuna can say, I want to be president. I swear, none of them, they will never change the Cameroons. The only way for British Cameroonians to survive, to develop their country, is to cut that union with La République du Cameroon. Because La République du Cameroon, they don't enter on Nyongo. They don't enter Nyongo where they don't fit come out and they don't put we inside that Nyongo. You know, in the Cameroons, we used to say they take people, all of us, we know Nyongo, is it Famla? They will say, oh, this person did not know the brother, the sister, or the friend took this person, they went to a house, they eat. He entered Nyongo way, no. That's how we, British Cameroonian, we have entered Nyongo. And if we don't fight to come out from that their Nyongo, 1 million years we will never develop. We will never develop. They enter CEMAC. CEMAC was created in 1994, but nota bene, CEMAC was first of all, how do you call this thing? UDIAC. UDIAC was created what? In 1964. Okay. British Cameroon joined La République du Cameroon. When was that? 1st October 1961. Then how come that less than 3 years, they are joining what? UDIAC. UDIAC became CEMAC. It's the same thing. Do you think La République du Cameroon had that knowledge to create UDIAC in less than 3 years of independence? It's impossible. What was it? Before, while they were signing the cooperation agreement, La République du Cameroon, with France in 1959, France was already creating UDIAC to bring these colonies together so they will still lay their hand and still be controlling them economically and their resource. First of all, what is CEMAC? They say CEMAC is Central African Economic and Monetary Community. Okay, what is the objective of CEMAC? All of them, they are French African countries, apart from British Cameroonians. We are English-speaking country more with our dialects. The objective of CEMAC is what? To integrate and promote political and economic and monetary union among these 6 countries in Central African countries. To promote political, economic and monetary union. That's to integrate them. What is the function of a country? Any country on earth is what? To integrate, to fix your country politically, economically, and have your monetary union in Britain, in America, in Europe. That's what they do. So when you have given your sovereignty to CEMAC, it means you're not independent. That's the difficulty. Where do we find ourselves, British Cameroonian, in a French union? Why is it that the United Kingdom left the European Union? The United Union, I'm not sure if it's in 1972, joined the European Union because it was an economic union. Later on, and they had a referendum before they joined. We of British Cameroon and La République du Cameroun, we never had a referendum to join CEMAC. These are fundamental change of the life of the people. We were never given a referendum. Britain had a referendum to join the European Union, which was economical. When Britain, some people realized that it was just more than just economic union. It was political. It was like creating a federal republic of Europe. They started campaigning. That's when we had Brexit. United Kingdom left. But we have been integrated in a union called CEMAC, which is controlled by France and run by France without our permission. Somebody will say, no, CEMAC is just... CEMAC is practically and theoretically, it's one country, CEMAC. One, they have a political institution called Council of Head of State. What do? This is the highest decision-making body made up of by all the head of state in CEMAC. So their decision that the president of the Cameroons, the president of Central African Republic, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon, they cannot do it by themselves. You see the Anglophone problem? Paul Biya cannot deal with it because it is linked with CEMAC. It is linked with CEMAC. If you want to say, you want to give, let me example, federalism to Anglophones to run their own things. CEMAC is the one doing those things. How are they going to cope? That's the problem. The decision to give independence, or let me not use independent, let me use the word federalism, or to give power to Anglophones, it lies in the hands of what? CEMAC and France. So when you see Mr. Biya is ignoring the Anglophone problem, it's because of CEMAC and France. It's not because of Mr. Biya. Mr. Biya haven't got any power. So you see all these Chiruma today, they come and talk. Bello Buba, they talk. All the presidential hopeful, they cannot change it. They are liars. What we need is a sovereign national conference by the people, called by the people. We need to take over that country, the people, the sovereign people of the Cameroons, before we'll be free. They have again what they call Council of Ministers in CEMAC. I'm telling you, they are not independent, those countries. They have to work together. They have to take decisions together. They have Council of Ministers. The Council of Ministers are the people who are implementing the decision made by the Council of Head of State. They implement it. So when this head of state under France, they make decision. France make decision, give the head of state, they just pretend. Then the ministers, they have to implement it, the Council of Ministers of CEMAC. So your minister in Cameroon, Atanganji, Famdongo, all those people, they don't have any powers. Their powers is in CEMAC run by France. And the Council of Ministers, they have to implement this decision. Then CEMAC have a CEMAC commission. They are responsible to manage, to the overall management and coordination of CEMAC activities. So you see all those your ministers in the Cameroons, they don't have powers. The monetary policy in the Cameroons is being done under BEAC. BEAC is a bank that was created by France. And when I keep on telling you we are not independent, we are not sovereign. BEAC, when it was created in 1972, they said BEAC is what? It's a bank for Central African countries, isn't it? When it was created in 1972, the headquarters was where? Guess, it was located where? In France. The headquarters of France. Is France an African country? Is France Cameroon? Is France Central African Republic? Is France Chad? Is France Congo Brazzaville? Is France Equatorial Guinea? Is France Gabon? So what was the headquarters of that bank doing in Paris? It tells you. You have to read in between the line. The headquarters was where of BEAC in 1972? In Paris. Later on, when they realized that it's a colonial institution, in 1977, they transfer the headquarters to Yaoundé in La République. So why did they transfer it? They just transfer it, but the headquarters practically is still in Paris. Theoretically, the headquarters is in Yaoundé. Practically, the monetary policy of all these countries, the heart of a country, to determine your interest rate, to talk about deflation and inflation is being done in Paris. Then they send it through BEAC. Then they pretend as if they have made a decision. Then they pass it to the Council of Ministers. Then CEMAC institution, which is the overall management and coordination of the activity, they pretend. So that's how France is still ruling La République du Cameroon. So if somebody comes and tell you, if I win election, I will do this, I will change. Nobody will change anything until we come out from CEMAC. And the best way for British Cameroon is to come out from the union or the so-called union with La République du Cameroon. If we don't come out, listen, it's not about hate. We cannot prosper by remaining in CEMAC. If you look at the Cameroons, the population of the Cameroon is about approximately 29 million people. The GDP is $53 billion of Cameroons. Central Africa, their population is about 5 million. Their GDP is $2 billion US. All is in dollars. Chad, their population is about 21 million. Their GDP is about $18 billion. Congo Brazzaville, their population is about 6 million. Their GDP is about $74 billion, higher than all these other countries. Equatorial Guinea is about 1 something million. Their GDP is $12 billion. Gabon is about 2 million people in terms of population. Their GDP is about $20 billion. So, ladies and gentlemen, countries that they had their so-called independence in less than 3 years, without understanding the structure, economic structure, political structure, or whatsoever, they just joined together. Is that possible? That was a colonial institution to continue colonization. That's why we cannot prosper. If you look at all these countries, their wealth and whatsoever, they could be the best of the best in the world. But because they are still under France, under colonial power, they cannot go anywhere. It's still a slave plantation. Ladies and gentlemen, I love to do comparative studies. If you look at the European Union, one, members of the European Union, they have a bank like BEAC, like France. They have what they call the Eurozone. They have a central bank in the European Union. But France still have a central bank, Banque de France. That's French, the Republican Bank of France. It has got nothing to do with European Union Central Bank. European Union have got a central bank, France have got a central bank. And France is in the European Union. The Cameroons is in CEMAC. CEMAC have got a central bank. The Cameroons haven't got a central bank. That's what I don't understand. A country that says it is sovereign and independent haven't got a central bank. Do you think France is fool? The French people, France, they are not foolish. They know I am joining the European Union, but I'm keeping my heart, my bank. In case it doesn't go well, I will come back. Britain, the United Kingdom, when they were in the European Union, they still have Bank of England. They don't give away their bank. But La République du Cameroon have given the last thing that could have been independent and sovereign in the Cameroons to France. Then they say, we are an independent country. We are not joking with our territorial integration. We are independent. Do they open the dictionary and check the meaning of independent, sovereignty, and territorial integrity? They don't even know. They just open their mouth. Before you join the European Union, there are criteria. You don't just take people like CEMAC. You take Cameroon, dictator. Central African Republic, dictator. Chad, dictator. Congo, Papa Bonet, Sassou Nguesso, dictator. Equatorial Guinea, dictator. Gabon, dictator. You take dictator and form a economic and monetary union with them. It will never work, my brothers and sisters. British, Saudi, Cameroon have to go. We can't stay in that union. It's impossible. I'm telling you. European Union. If you want to join the European Union, they don't just take all the European countries and say, come together. They say, no. European Union is a class. Before you enter the club, you must be at that level, that standard. There's a criteria in order to join the European Union. They call it Copenhagen criteria. They have a political criteria, economic criteria, administrative and institutional criteria. Before you join European Union, the political criteria say what? There must be democracy in your country. Not election. No, democracy doesn't mean election. There must be the rule of law. That's a functional judiciary that respect law. Is there any country in CEMAC that might fulfill those criteria? No. There must be the respect of human rights before you join in your country, before you join the European Union. Do they respect human rights in the Cameroons? No. They kill Martinez Zogo. They kill Wazizi. They are torturing people every day. Longe, beat university students, beat lawyers, beat teachers, corruption, lock up people because of their political opinion. Article 65, the right of self-determination. There's no respect of human rights in the Cameroons. The Copenhagen criteria in order to join the European Union is very important. The political criteria, the right to protect minorities. Any European Union country, they have minorities too. The Scottish people are minority. The Welsh people are minority. Northern Ireland, Irish, they are minority. In Flemish, they are minority. In Catalan, the Basque people, Basque, they are minority. In all countries, you have to protect them. That is why in England, the Scottish people, they have their own parliament, they have their own money, they have their own, you protect their interests. Same with Irish people, same with Flemish people, same with people in Corsica in France, same with vast separatists in France and in Spain. All over, you have to protect minority rights. Do they protect the minority? In the Cameroons, Article 47 of the Federal Constitution was protecting the minority. They have Copenhagen criteria. You don't just join there. Democracy, rule of law, human rights, protection of minority rights. Then you have economic criteria in order to join the European Union. You have to have a functioning market economy. You must be able to withstand competition inside the European Union. But you take countries in CEMAC with different GDP, different economic policies and situations, you join them together. It's like mixing petrol and kerosene or water. You know what will happen? That's what CEMAC is all. That's why we cannot move. That's why Mr. BEAC cannot talk. They only talk when it comes to Costco, the oil pipeline chart. One person has cheated another person. That's only when they talk. But they don't care about the country. We will never ever develop with such a union. Then the Copenhagen criteria, in order to join the European Union again, you have administrative and institutional capacity. It's very important. It's there to manage the responsibility of the European Union and make sure when new members they come in, they are equipped and well to participate and function effectively inside the European Union. So what is the criteria that they use in order to join CEMAC? CEMAC was created by France. It was later UDIAC in 1964. They later changed it, in 1994 to CEMAC. So before they gave the so-called French country independence, they made sure that they have put chains that they will remain colony forever. And that is the only why we are suffering, British Cameroonian. We don't need to suffer because La République is suffer. The only solution is that we have to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I will make another program and I will tell you how we have to live La République peacefully. Under 10 years, we will live constitutionally, legally, and how we have to trigger Article 65. I hope that in the Cameroon, we should not only have people who are educated, people who are receiving or have been given systematic instruction to think like a robot. They don't even read the laws and the constitution of the Cameroons. When we talk about our right of self-determination, somebody wants federalism. No, we should come together. All Anglophone, why should I come together when I don't share your political opinion? Political opinion is individual political opinion. It's not collective. It only becomes collective. Example, if you come and join British Cameroon National Party that we have, our manifesto, what we stand for, you have agreed. It means you have surrendered your individual political opinion to British Cameroon. So that let's fight for the liberation of British Cameroon from the hands of La République du Cameroun and France. Because we cannot keep on being second-class citizens. La République citizens too, they are second-class too under France. Double second-class. La République, they are house slaves. They are in the house. We of British Cameroon, we are field slaves. We are working the farm. They come and take the oil, they take the CDC, then they take it. We are the field slave, we work, they take it to Yaoundé, they are the house slave, they share it with their master France. La République is house slave, British Cameroon is field slave. We do all the hard work, we don't eat with the masters, we suffer for nothing. Since SDF, they say, suffer, don't finish. Suffer still there, my brothers and sisters. British Cameroon National Party will remove all of you from that suffer. We'll come together. We'll do it peacefully. We'll do it constitutionally. We'll do it legally. I don't believe in war. Politics is alternative to war. In Northern Ireland, these Irish people, Republican Army, they had all the instruments. They fought war for decades, yeah. America was supporting them. Gaddafi was supporting them. They have all the instruments. But what they got, what? They have their parliament today. They are still fighting to join Republic of Ireland one day. Don't get me wrong. But all those fight, it led what all? For them to have their own parliament, to have their own first minister. One day, they will get a referendum for join Republic of Ireland and they will join. So the way of fighting is that we put ourselves in a better position. We are not in power. I cannot say, oh, I want independence now. If I want independence, I will make a good program about it, how we are going to do it. We copy other people. People who have done similar thing are in the position. Whether tomorrow we have a parliament in British Cameroon, it doesn't stop there. If we are running British Cameroon, that they are fake, how do they call it? Regional Assembly. If all of us were the one running it, it's better. If there's a budget there, we keep on running it and we keep on fighting, moving until, if not our generation, our future generation, they will see the independence. But we have to make sure our lives are better every day. People have places to sleep. People are safe. People can walk the street freely. People have shelter, electricity, water. So we need to take those council, those parliamentarians, and be running it for the benefit of our people. We have to be ready. If today La République says, come and take Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, you're free, go away. What happens? Metal this singer, people in Europe, people in America, people in the Cameroons who will just run and come there and start fighting each other. But when we have the MPs like Scotland, if they say Scotland today, they win a referendum. If Scotland would have won that a referendum, there wouldn't have been any difference. Because Scottish people, they already have a government. If they say Welsh, Northern Ireland, go away, they will go today, no fight will be because they already have a government. Their aim is to join Republic of Ireland. Scotland, their aim, Scottish National, is to be independent. But if they say today go, they will not be fighting each other. That's why in most African countries, when they have independence, they start fighting each other. Eritrea, since independent, is one president. But when we are there, we understand. We keep on learning the democratic process. They say British Cameroon is free today. There will be no fight because there's already a government. Any other person can only challenge in the next election. So that's how we do things in life. We don't know tomorrow. We don't know if we are going to be alive. So we have to be making things better for our people. We don't come. If things are better a little bit, there will better security, will make the place to be more insecure. As some say, let's make Southern Cameroon to be ungovernable. Why are our people suffering? No. You don't even have to attack your people. That's why all those who go around kidnapping people, asking ransom, you are a criminal. You are not fighting for us. We have been fighting, some of us, for more than 35 years. Our people were safe. We fight for them. We make sure they are safe. They are free to walk their streets at night safely. But when you make people, you say this person, we used to do ghost town voluntarily. People are sick. People need to displace, leave their house. You don't make ghost town to kill your people. One day when we have that country, everybody is dead. What's the essence of having country when we are not alive? So ladies and gentlemen, I've often said this. We all have different way of how to fight for the independence. I'm sure there are few people who are alive today who will come and say they have done or they have been in this fight more than myself, because this struggle has been my life. It's not because I'm suffering. It's not because I came from a poor family. It's not because I could not do well in the Cameroon. It's my conviction. I believe we have enough resources. We have everything to make the life of our people to be better. And I believe I cannot be happy while our people are suffering. Some people don't mind. They don't care. Insofar as they have their 4x4 car, they have their good job, they don't care about the people. I was brought up in a home that there was morality, that you have to look at other people. When I see other people who are happy, I am happy. I can have everything on earth and other people are suffering. I feel sad. We have enough for all of us. So ladies and gentlemen, once more, this has been a party political broadcast by myself, Maitre Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. Have a wonderful Saturday and weekend. Ciao.
Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Amen, c'est le président. Un pauvre qui vote ou celui qui l'a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Amen, c'est le président. À l'Assemblée, il y a un Dieu. Vraiment. Au Sénat, il y a un Dieu. Wonderful. À la présidence, il y a un Dieu. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux. Des vieux. Des vieux. Des jeunes prennent le chemin de la Libye pour devenir